Good morning. I'm Captain Adam Myrick with the Lexington County Sheriff's Department, and we are but one of the many agencies that are a part of our investigation. A part of the Cayce Department of Public Safety's investigation and work on this case to find the missing child that you have heard so much about. We're here this morning to share with you that the residents inside the subdivision where the child has gone missing late yesterday afternoon should expect another knock on their door throughout the course of today. They also should expect potentially to be stopped in their car as they make their way into and then make their way out of the subdivision. And here's why. Because initially last night, when a number of law enforcement agencies made their way to the scene in support of the work of the Cayce Department of Public Safety, we were having that presence and establishing that presence was paramount. This morning, as daybreak arrives and as people begin to wake up and make their way to school and work, we are right now making our way, beginning to formulate a plan to make our way systematically door to door once again throughout the neighborhood, and then also establish a mechanism where we can talk to people as they pull in and out of the neighborhood as well in their cars. So we want to make sure that everyone understands that despite the fact they might have gotten a knock on their door yesterday, they very likely will receive a knock on their door today. And that will include a series of questions that will help us again in our work as we move forward in our investigation. Overnight, there were somewhere north of 100 law enforcement and public safety personnel on scene throughout the night and in the surrounding area working on this case and assisting the Cayce Department of Public Safety, and that also will continue. Late last night, we had somewhere around 24 or so community members who had stepped forward, and we expect again to be working in hand and working alongside some community members as well. There's a very strong connection between those of us in public safety and those community members and those residents who've stepped forward to help search for the child. So we are certainly thankful for the community. At this point, I'll hand it over to Sergeant Evan Antley with the Cayce Department of Public Safety to talk a little bit more about that community support and where things are on that front.
Good morning. So we're here, members of our agency here at Cayce and all the other agencies that are supporting us in this mission are here for one thing, and that's a conclusion and making sure that Faye is safe. We want to find out where this girl is, and so we've had an overwhelming amount of support from people on social media, volunteers in the community asking, what can I do to help? Can I come help you search, physically help you search? We really appreciate the enthusiasm. We understand that our community stands behind us. At this time, what we are looking for is for you to keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Keep her family in your thoughts and prayers. We're looking for a safe return. We want you to share our message on social media. Talk to people in your family, in your neighborhood. We want to keep this girl's name circulating and get that information out as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Again, we appreciate everyone reaching out, trying to do what they can to help. Like the captain said, we've got a lot of personnel on the ground in the area working diligently, so let's keep them safe. Look out for those officers going to be walking the streets. They'll be standing on the side of the highways, asking questions and passing out flyers. Thank you.
Good morning. So just to reiterate a little bit of what Sergeant Antley said, this is top priority. All officers in Cayce are on the ground. We've got amazing supporting agencies from Lexington County, Richland County, certainly and beyond, Springdale, many others. Very, very important that the community continue to share this message, continue to keep Faye's photo in front of you, continue to share her picture. Can't stress how important that is. Over the last 12 hours, almost 500,000 people have viewed her photo from sharing it on our end. We ask that you please keep that going. We're asking two other things today of the public. One of these is new. We are asking that the public jot down this number. Please put it on your screens if you will. We have a new hotline just for tips and for people to call in and get directly into the room with our officers. That phone number is going to be 803-205-4444. This will not be activated until 7 a.m. So at 7 a.m., please use that number. Until that time, if you'd like to call between now and then, the number that was provided last night, 803-794-0456, is still the number to call. Finally, we also would ask that people in the community, in the Churchill Heights community, if you have home security systems, Ring, Wise Video, anything like that, please contact those two numbers, the 794 up until 7 a.m. And then the 205 number past that. Talk with our investigators and let them reach out and obtain some of that video. It may help in the investigation, and we're leaving no stone unturned, certainly. So I'm going to let these guys step back in and answer a few questions from you all.
What happened, her getting off the bus, being missing?
So our investigation is still ongoing. What we know at this point is that she did ride the bus home. At some point she made it home. Her family last saw her or realized that she was missing at about 3:45. We received a call about an hour and 15 minutes later, around 5 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, and within a short amount of time, I'd say 30 to 45 minutes, we had in excess of 50 personnel on the ground here, and our work has been ongoing since then.
Are you still in the 1 mile radius search area? Have you expanded that?
So moving forward this morning, we are expanding our search using assets from Lexington County Fire Service, from Lexington County Sheriff's Department, the State Law Enforcement Division, and also some of those door-to-door people knocking on those doors and asking those systematic questions will be our partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, teamed up with investigators from Cayce DPS.
So her family did see her get off the bus though, and see her when she did get home. Is that
Again, we're still developing information as far as that goes. She got home. The bus arrived. She got off the bus at her normal stop, like any other day. Made it home, and at some point, the family realized they had lost track of her. That was around 3:45. They called us again around 5 p.m.
how far is the stop from her home? Like how the walk?
So it's close.
Yeah, I mean, it's close, so I don't have a specific, distance. But again, this is something that a child normally walks every day, and
She arrived home. You mentioned that she would go outside and play from time to time.
again, this is a tight-knit community. Houses close together. It's not odd for children to be outside the home playing in the yard with other kids in the neighborhood. It's probably business as usual. And again, at some point, the parents realize that she's not there.
Has there ever been any reports of suspicious people driving through that area, the neighborhood?
We receive reports from people all the time. We ask people, if you see something suspicious, say something to us. We're developing information as part of our investigation, and looking back through our history to see, is there anything that stands out? Is there something that will take us down a road to get us closer to bringing Faye home? At this point, that work is still ongoing. We're about a little over 12 hours, 13 hours out, and we're still working hard to develop those leads.
Are you going to be putting together at any point in time a community search? I mean, I know you're asking for security footage and you're going to be going around and knocking on more doors, but getting any groups or anybody like that together to continue the search?
At this point, based on the terrain, we feel like the resources that we have cover that terrain pretty well. We encourage the community to get involved by sharing those photos, keeping her name in the public. Part of our search, though, is also looking for any potential evidence in the area, and that's something that our trained firefighters with the search and rescue and our trained law enforcement officers are looking for. So we appreciate the willingness for that to help with that search, but at this point we have not planned for that.
Do you know who was at the house? Was it the family that was there that greeted her? Was it a babysitter? Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, again, the family reported her missing. The mother she lives at that home with her mother. As far as who exactly was there at the time that she arrived, I don't have that information at this point. Again, our investigation is ongoing. We are talking with family members, trying to put together from each point of view what they saw, what they remember about the events leading up to her going missing. Anything's a possibility at this point. We're hoping for the best. We want to get Faye back home, so we're not leaving any stone unturned. We're asking everybody questions. We're not leaving anybody out. We are exhausting every resource we have and then some. We are doing everything we can to get this girl home.
All right, there's the latest in the press conference this morning. They've been talking for about 10 minutes. Unfortunately, they haven't given us a lot of new details when it comes to the disappearance of little Faye Swetlik or the circumstances surrounding the disappearance. One thing that did come out of this press conference is they are asking everybody in the area of Churchill Heights, if you live in the Churchill Heights area, and that's just off of Airport Highway, or Airport Boulevard, they're asking everybody to go and check your Ring doorbell cameras to see if you saw anything. They said they had 100 law enforcement last night in the area searching for little Faye. And again, we know she got off the bus and then her family realized she was missing.
Now, there is a hotline that they have set up if you have a tip that can help with this investigation, with this search of little Faye Marie Swetlik. That number is 803-205-4444. And of course, we will continue to cover this story. We'll be right back with more News 19 this morning after the break.